Look at that.
Can't believe she's still here.
After all this time.
Days, weeks,
Months.
yeah, most
I was
likely.
going to say years, but it has not been that long.
It's not been that long, but it felt like it.
Sure has.
Look at all these, almost like our kids put so much money into them.
A couple thousand.
Yeah, if you look at it, some of these things are pretty rare.
Turn on the lights.
Been a while. Miss these chairs. Miss these lights. Good old.
Oh. Ooh.
I like
Haven't
these.
been sat in a while. Ooh.
I like these.
Oh.
Let me get these.
Be a really nice Christmas present.
Yeah, it's like magic from the studio just appeared.
All right.
Welcome back to the Incrustables podcast. I'm Roman.
I'm Logan.
Today we're about to talk about some random crap.
And today's episode is about
A small apology.
Mm-hmm.
We were gone for a while.
We were.
It's been stressful.
It's been one heck of a time, that's for sure.
And I know some people actually like listening to this podcast and videos, so that's why we are apologizing.
Mm-hmm.
Some people might be like, yeah, they stopped. It was annoying, but we're not going to stop. Yeah, we're doing this right now.
Right here.
Right now.
Reject.
Yep. But no, we thought about it and we decided we didn't have much interesting to force out continuous season, because we probably built to season 5 if we wanted to, but it was the end of school where we left off and nothing else happened. It was a summer. Like, we wanted to plan other projects and not push out all into this because we wanted to save a good bit. We've been through some stuff and we now have some really good juicy episodes going to you. We don't want it to be like a 45-minute episode about one topic. No, we can actually like
bounce around,
make it really nice, like you're in the conversation.
And I know we've said this before, but I think this season, we actually mean it. There will be more guests.
Mm-hmm. That is for sure.
We are going to try to have the most captivating, interesting episodes we can have this year.
Mm-hmm.
Probably for the rest of however long we do this.
Because we want it for you, and we want this to go big. We think this is actually a very special podcast for two dumb kids, adults at this point now.
Yeah.
But for us starting as nobody and nothing, we think this is pretty special.
For starting on a couch,
and this is as real as a studio you can get. I mean, we got the mics, lights, drinks, the pops as a background. It looks professional.
Yeah.
And
we try.
We're not really professional.
There's still more we can do.
But we're not made of money.
Exactly. We have typical jobs working at a pizza place.
It's fun working at a pizza place.
It is.
This is a special. La Rosa's is special. It is not it's not a Domino's chain. It is a Cincinnati, tri-state area pizza stuff, and it is a sit down and you enjoy it. It's got real food, not double stuffed pizza with pretzel crust. No, it's this hand tossed, real made.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but anyway, we just want to get into this episode. Like I said, a lot has happened, and probably the most, not recent, but after leaving season 2, we of course talked about marching band a lot, and we had a whole season of marching band, whole chapter of our lives between the end of season 2 and right now. And
our senior year,
it was something.
It was something.
There were definitely the best moments of my life at some points, and some of the lowest.
Oh yeah.
But it was fun. Our show was Wizard of Oz, named We're Not in Kansas Anymore, because they really can't. I don't know why they can't just name a show after the movie. I guess they have to, like, if it was named, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like we were gonna do. We weren't gonna call it the Avengers. We were gonna call it Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Yeah.
Or a line, like something. But no, it was long. It felt short at times, but to be honest, it was quite a long season.
I feel like it was the longest season.
It wasn't really the longest, because the longest was our sophomore year when we had Lost in Space, and that was because the football went on, and we went all the way into December. Because I remember the
Right.
drum majors were giving out candy canes.
It really,
I don't know why
I
that
just
lasted
feel like this one just feels
long.
super
Well,
long,
because
and it really wasn't.
last year was cut off early. Our last comp was short. Our last comp was canceled because of winds and sad events, and this year it just was like, I feel like since we knew what we were doing, and we every time we reset, it just felt like the longest. Because of course we were professional. We know how to march. We know how to play. Yada yada. We memorize music really quickly. We are used to it. So by the time we got like part three drill, the last drill, and we I'm gonna say, as for me, I finished and memorized the thing in first day. I know you were going out with your hip injury.
Yeah,
I just wanted, yeah,
was not my year.
yeah. It was not
at
my.
all.
It was my year and not my year.
Yeah, you got your solo.
I know, but I sat out more than I sat out probably like 3 or 4 times, and I usually don't sit out because I pushed through. But I had some pains kick in, and I had some mental issues that dealt with then was physical. But we're good now, pushing through.
Hanging it through.
No, it's going good.
It's
It's
going
right
good.
now. But
124.
so far for us going, I'm most looking forward. But anyway, with marching band, it was definitely special. It will go down in the books because we were seniors, and we had some, because I always thought being a senior was going to be annoying, because when we were younger, we had the seniors. They had each other and us, so they felt good. But whenever the younger class would come in, it never felt like we were. Oh, we always felt like we were the adults, and we had these younger people because they didn't feel like they stood out.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I felt like we stood out and we did our job. Like even as sophomores, we were putting out sound. Like I was trombone one. Susan, you don't have parts, but you were a main contributor. I was trombone one as a sophomore, and that's pretty well for a young student in the marching band.
Yeah.
So I felt like we put out the sounds, and sometimes, but then now it's like sometimes you're coming across freshmen and sophomores, and now
they can barely put a sound through their
they
instrument.
can't. At the end of the year, they finally get to being like in marching band, because they finally, once they realize it's gonna end, they appreciate it, and then they put in all the work. But they need to start it sooner. That's why I was.
Because it, like, reality never really set into them.
It didn't. It felt like a club and not a dedication.
Yeah, and then towards the end of the season,
They're
they're like,
oh,
we have the possibility to
go.
like we went to
finals.
OSU.
Like
We have the like capability to go to finals. It sets
they
in.
really. Yeah, I'm grateful that we were the only band to go to OSU twice.
Yeah,
That was, and as a senior, that's one thing. It's like I wish we went to.
2 years in a row.
Excuse me. I wish we went to Disney our senior year, because that would have been so much better. But we went.
That would've been
We
nice.
went as sophomores. It was still fun. It was our first real year of marching band. No COVID was in the way. We didn't have to wear masks, as the mask mandate was off during that prep camp. Like I remember taking off. We were in the gym because we never did it in. We started. It was outside our freshman year because of COVID, and then second year it was in the cafeteria. Third year was when you were squad leader, I believe.
No.
Oh, was this
Section
section leader?
I was section leader 2 years in a row.
Okay, yeah, section leader. We did it in the gym, and then finally back in the cafeteria.
Yeah.
And I honestly, it was the best prep camp, like new marchers camp. It was the best because it was only like true marchers and the new guys, so they thought we were like gods.
See, I just think it was really funny because no sousaphone showed up for
Yeah, you were the only one.
those
Yeah.
like camps, so it was just me.
Yeah, and I had like.
And I was there like, meet up with your section. I was just.
Yeah, you were.
I'll sit with the baritones, I guess.
Yeah, you were, or you were like front ensemble where there was only one of their instrument or something, but no, but yeah, I had a solo, and I think I was one of the. It was, I don't know, I can't really explain having a solo because you feel grateful that you were able to, because I tried out every year. Solo sophomore year, I tried out for the only light solo. I got it. Second junior year, I was this close to getting it. I played my notes too short, and it was a conga, it was a cool solo because it was with trumpet. It was a duet. It wasn't a solo, but it was a duet, and it was pretty fun. And then they did their little handshake. That would have been really fun to do it with Gabe. But I was like, Zach's a senior. He totally deserved it, but I was so close. And then finally this year, I definitely felt like, even with other people
Your
being,
senior spotlight.
yeah, I was like, even people like Abram and other trombonists that definitely could play it. I feel like I was like, I tried every year. I feel like I deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to like say this as an obvious, but when I tried out for drum major, like another story, because this was actually this was before season 2 ended. I talked about a little bit of it, but um, when I auditioned for drum major, it was the finalists were me, Sean, Kyla, Elise, and Brody. And when we did all of our stuff, I did like a weird 7/8 music. I did it really technical, and my everything else was mid, but my like conducting portion was really well. Mr. Wilhelm and Mr. Lang normally decide that day,
Yeah.
but time was going so late that Lang had to leave for his like daughter's dance recital. He left. I'm gonna say he probably put in his input like I want these people, and then left. Miss Wilhelm could not do it. Like she
had to leave.
She
message you guys
but like
later.
she called. She like was like I need a potty break. I so like she was so stressed. She goes I've never dealt with this, and I truly think it was probably the hardest. She's like it was the hardest drum major decision ever. So that made me feel better, even though I didn't make it. I was like I made it a competition. Me and Sean were definitely
if I tried out, that might have been a more competition. I have no clue.
I don't know.
I can conduct.
I know, but you inexperienced. You would have also practiced if you wanted to do it.
I was over here like I'm a sousaphone, and I put out like the most sound. So like,
yeah, if you were like a trumpet player, and you like, all right, I'm gonna dedicate it. I practiced. I know every single drum major practiced. You would have practiced and all that. You would have been the best to sing the Star Spangled Banner. I know that for sure. You would have actually been able to sing it. I like switched octaves. You can sing the whole octaves, but I know if it was like dude, I knew if it was like because we needed brass, but if we had plenty of brass,
which this was not a very brass.
It wasn't a brass
heavy
year. It like only the intro and that's it.
Yeah.
The closer was how'd the closer go yet? Oh yeah, it was all the that. It was more trumpet, and then we had the low brass features.
Yeah.
I definitely think this year of music was most balanced. Like normally like
100%.
Normally like sophomore year, it was like very like everyone's the same, but then everyone stayed on their side. Like the woodwinds stayed with the woodwinds and the brass stayed with brass, and it was very simple with how choreography went. Same with last year, we did a bit better. This time I've been around the entire field. Like I was on side 1, side 2, front sideline, back sideline. I was with woodwinds. Like I was so.
Well, I think I stayed on side 2.
You stayed mostly on side 2.
I think I never went on side 1.
I think you.
I stayed on side 2 the whole time.
I'm trying to remember if you did. Well, I'll rewatch it. But
I know last year I went over to side 1.
Yeah, but
because we had that little flutter thing to go into our little pods.
Yeah, but I mean, but this year was like, it was definitely best music wise. Oh, it was my favorite because I think that final was with. I was literally with some tenor sax. I was with a clarinet. It was the best choreography when it came to like structures because we made a house, we made a tornado. We made
the yellow brick road.
Just the opener itself. I think that idea of the tornado spinning was amazing. And you're watching it and you're like, wow. But when Wilhelm was deciding drum majors, she's like, I've never done this before, and I apologize for this, but can you guys just go home, and I'll call you when we're ready. I'm like, and I like leave with Dakota, and she's like kind of pissed because she's like, she was in the Sousa room, like not supposed to, but she's like, I just wanted to hear what they sounded like, and she was like, what? She's like, because it was like no one has ever done that before, but kind of excited for this year to know who's going to. Obviously, Elise is going to.
Yeah, Elise is.
But like finding out who the other else? 2 or 4, other 3 or 3.
They normally do 3.
Well, they've now done 3. It's just because of the size.
Yeah,
and depending on how many, because normally the signatures that come in for a new marchers camp are like in February or March, a month before drum major tryouts is when they decide.
How many drum majors?
How many people are coming in, and then they're like, all right, due to that, who can we take out to be drum major? And they look and they're like, all right, that's only 3, but obviously this year could have been 4. It could have been 5 drum majors. Like the 5 of us were great.
Well, when I was injured, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to march again. Can I just hop up on a podium?
That was funny, but
and Ling was like, no.
No, but
It's not fair to everybody
mom.
else. So he, like, if it was like kind of fair, he would have let it happen.
Yeah,
But he's like, it's not fair to anybody else who tried out and didn't make it. So no,
yeah, I would have been like, I don't care.
Sean doesn't care.
No, he's like, he knew me and him knew we were probably not going to make it a bunch because those three had the closest connection
Mm-hmm.
because they're all very similar characteristics. And I was like, yeah, me and Sean were like chill. We're the only like brass. Like, we got this. But no, but my mom every time she tells me, she goes, "I'm so glad you didn't make drum major." Because when I had that solo, she goes, "I think."
A drum major can have a solo.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Kyla had her.
But I was
thing.
thinking like conducting solo. But I have seen that before. Two drum majors leave to do something,
Huh.
and they only conduct. But my mom was like, "You having that solo was way better than you conducting," and I think they knew that. Like I think me personally, I think it was a trombone solo. They never designed personal trombone solos except sophomore year, but this had a gliss, and I'm really good with, and it's ballad. It wasn't a fast solo like the first. Um, for the first solo in the beginning was really like it was very like triplet. Um, but
I don't think that would have sounded that great on
I
trombone.
was the closest, but again I played it really short.
Yeah.
And I think Will was like, "You sounded better than me," but they wanted that baritone sound,
Mm-hmm.
and
Which makes sense. Baritone, mellophone.
And it kind of was supposed to be almost a trombone because the dot sheet was my sheet when I was given trombone one.
Yeah.
It was the solo.
Because you and Will switch sheets.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it was that was the funniest part is I was the trombone with baritones. And that was the funniest part. And I was like, I met quite a few.
You were hanging out with me.
I know. I've met a lot more people when I was back there.
Yeah, you had a lot more fun.
Our
little circle.
I think that was
hysterical. That was so fun.
That was hysterical. Sean and like
Scott.
What is it? Vocalize.
Vocalize.
But
Scott, if you're listening,
yes,
you're a legend.
He will.
He would.
No, but yeah. I think they wrote that specifically for. I don't want to say me and think I'm like all like
trombone.
They wrote for me, but I definitely think they were like, we need a good trombone player. He's the best one. There's a solo because I knew they had the music. They had everything.
Where they were just like, all right, trombone one.
Yeah, we're like, he's getting something.
They're like, all right, trombone one. Doesn't matter who it is. That's the solo.
No, but they were like,
because it was who does our dots? Like who makes our dots?
Brian Kraft.
Kraft, yeah. Kraft doesn't know who the people are, so he's just trombone one is a solo one.
Yeah, and then
why not?
And then I think Wilhelm saw that and they're like, he can't be.
I'm not sure.
Like I don't think he can be drumming. Like we need that sound, and it took me a while. I hated that we didn't have a mic until like the third comp. It was so embarrassing. They're like, just play out.
Just play real loud.
No, they were like, play really loud. All right, play a little less. Now that we have a mic, I'm like, I was trying my best. But no, by the end, I had it solid. It was one time. It was like the field rehearsal was the best I've ever played it. No, football game, the best I ever played it. And then the comp, I was like, he like came up. He came up to me after a frac. He goes, after a football game, he goes, it was so hot. It was the hottest ever for a football game. And he's like, nice frac. He was trying to play it cool, and he's like, just don't do that. I'm like, I'm trying not to. I was like, no, but it was. I would think I was the most experimental person on that field because it went like it was Sean and Will were like,
oh yeah, because you had to do so much other stuff.
I know, but like I had to go because at first I was behind the first prop, and then the beginning of the ballot I had to count to like 8 to perfectly match up to get to the spot. So I walked around and you see like, and then the dot sheet, the dot video, you saw one person walking in front. They're like, you're supposed to be all like that. And I was bonding with Wilhelm because she was like making me stylized walk and she's
being a clown.
Yeah, and
per usual.
And then the second we get to the spot, she just looks up at me, me being way taller than her. She goes, la la la. It was so funny. But that was one. And then they're like, just go immediately and then get there. And then secondly, she's like, all right, now go
with the woodwinds.
Yeah, go with the woodwinds. We don't want you out of
do the monkey body. And then go.
They don't want you out of breath. Yeah, do the monkey body and go. Or like try and get back and then go. And like, all right, no. Now just and they're like, go around, like you know how they do the run. They're like, go in front, try and get there. All right, now just go with the monkey body and then get there. And then I had to get around the duck blinds, when they were. For instance, if you don't know, we mix animal noises. If it's duck, we oink, or if it's a pig, we quack. It's kind of stupid for us.
Yeah.
But
They use stupid.
the duck blinds were like the hardest thing to get around because they were all the way by Kyla. So I had to go get on the roof. Sadly, there was no roof in OSU because it was raining, but
Yeah.
it was definitely fun to do it on the roof. I think the roof is the funniest part. So I'm getting on there like,
Whoa! Whoa!
no, but that was probably the fun part. That's why I say I thought I was the most experimental person on that field because conductors they had drum majors they conducted just like that. Other soloists they just had their thing. They were like the woodwind like quintet whatever that was. They just went along and they got in their block.
Yeah, they didn't. Like nobody else changed anything.
No, and then Will and
And then
Claire. Will
yours.
and Claire started in their spot.
Yeah.
And all they did was walk. I had like 6, 7 different ways how I got to my spot and exited. I think mine was the hardest because Will and Claire just walked into the tornado.
Yeah.
They walked into their circles.
Yeah.
The quintet or how many of they walked around this front sideline and then got into the block. I was so as everyone's playing the eighth notes because I was criticizing the trombones because right at letter M they're going dun 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 and half of them are slow, half of them are fast. So what's it called? I already forget our terms. When tempo's like I don't know, I'm forgetting. But I was like
a tear.
Yeah, tear. Yeah, a tempo tear. I was like, pull that out.
Pull that right out of the bucket.
Buttocks. No, but I was like, all right, I get done with my solo and I have to walk I was speed walking to get to my dog.
I saw you.
I'm booking it, and everyone's like, look at that. And my mom and Abuela were like, look at your tushy as you run. I'm like, because
that's really weird.
No, because they love me and they're like because
that's weird.
They're family members. They do it. They're family members. Your family doesn't do
it. That's right. I don't think most normal families.
No, they do. They're like, no. They've seen me as a baby like every year. And they're weird. But I have a very close family. Okay. You don't.
Okay.
You don't. But I've agreed my mom has done some weird stuff, but that's definitely not the weirdest. But I was booking it, and then I have to like turn around and bring up my horn at the same time, and they didn't criticize me at all. So I was like, I got it, and it was one of the most difficult things out of the year because I was out of breath, just going.
No, this show was something else.
Yeah.
Is it my favorite show? No.
That's just favorite. Okay. It's my favorite music and my favorite choreography. My favorite show was Concept. Was Lost in Space.
Oh, my favorite show was last year.
I think
I had so much fun last year.
I would say yeah.
Like with Donovan,
with seniors, yeah,
and Lorgovic.
Yeah, it was fun, and I think choreography, and I think learning drill was pretty fun, even though it took a while to get part 1. This year was the quickest.
Oh no, this year was the quickest we put drills at.
Okay, it was one of the last we got drilled because it was just copyright issues.
Yeah.
It was when we got part 3,
we got part 1, and then like 2 weeks later we got part 2.
Yeah, but I'm at part 3. We got finished in a week.
Yeah, we did really good with that.
OSU in like 1 week, and we were
concentrated. We were not letting go of like concentration.
But it was so fun. It was so fun. That's why I like marching band. Like when you take it, like that's why college will be so much more fun because you're expected to do like 3 different shows. But something fell.
Something did fall.
Yeah, that's probably the sticky part. No, but it's so much fun when you have people like actually dedicated and you do it really well.
Yeah.
But that was one crazy beginning of our senior year.
Oh yeah.
But ooh, my ankle. Ow, that really hurt.
I hope the microphone picked that one up.
Oh, it did. Oh. But now we have
show choir,
and
we're still in the beginning.
Mixed views.
We're still in the beginning.
I just have mixed views of the shows because last year Birthday made so much sense. It didn't make sense when we first heard it, and then you were unveiled the story, and you were like,
it's probably the same thing with like this year. We haven't fully gone through the show.
But that was a storyline, and I love storylines, and it got fan favorite quite a few times. but we finally
There's
got
no
the
storyline with
this one.
really
It's
any of
just
them.
siblings in music. Anyway, the sibling rivalry, and then like no rivalry. No, 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 no,
No, it doesn't make sense.
no, no. It's well, revival means like bring together. Because there's a restaurant in like Minnesota called the Revival, and it's supposed to be like bring everyone.
Rivalry. That's
Mhm.
like
No, like
you argue.
I know the one's called Revival or something. I'm getting mixed up with it.
You're all over the place.
Oh, that's why I'm sleeping right now mentally. But but no, I like this. I like it because it's a little practical. You have just a bunch of great songs, and just finding out which one's the closer. Ballad. The ballad's not sad. It's just a ballad. It's not most ballads are like sad.
Yeah.
Like when I was with my sophomore year, it was like we love this city. I'm so sad. Next year was literally like a ballad about bring everyone together in your stupid stomach.
I know. It's the noisiest thing in the world.
We have had this take like 4 or 5 times, and 2 times we're interrupted by his stomach. But last year was like blow out your candles. I'm sorry, and then it was like I think last year was just fun because we had like 2 numbers that we didn't play. And
Yeah.
they weren't like songs. Like you thought the 5 major songs. You thought the intro, like everyone's favorite. What was the second big
I
song?
want it all.
Yeah, everyone was like, yeah. The water one, drown, whatever. The one from not Encanto.
Pressure?
Yeah, pressure. No, like one was it was from the water movie, but it was like under pressure. But one of the vocals was like I'm under the water pressure, and then the ballad, and then the closer, the ending was like everyone went off, and then there were like big time was a small one that I thought was really interesting, and then the 2 like the same thing that was just like Make a Wish, not Make a Wish. It was like
Make a Wish was the closer.
I know it was called something, but it was very I like little songs when you intertwine them.
Mm-hmm.
This year, I think comps will be better. I think this will be the best year of comps because we have Grand Nationals in Nashville and the Grand Opera Theater, which will be insane.
Oh,
with a good hotel with good roommates.
This is gonna be probably the most fun
year of show choir.
Yeah,
I think so.
This is my 2nd year, and it's already.
This will be my 3rd year. I sadly won't have people that I miss. Like I won't have Zach. We won't have Zach. I won't have my girlfriend. I won't have Gabe. We won't have. You didn't experience Leighton, but Leighton and Combo was hysterical. I have to tell you a story of him and a department.
You told me a lot.
I have to tell you a story of him when we went to it was either Winfield. No, it was Winfield in West Virginia. It was crazy.
All right, tell me after this.
But I know I will. But this year, like being combo captain, actually I'm trying my best to because last year I feel like half the combo was kind of split. It felt some sort of.
It didn't feel all together.
This year I do feel like I'm trying. We do have newer people, and they're used to being in an ensemble. I think I'm getting that people are understanding how important the rhythm section is, and they talk to each other. I think the woodwinds and brass are just getting together. Because I know some trumpet players talk to like Ben and Harlan, who I'm just trying, and I think it's working. The only hard part is getting the singers to appreciate combo, because it takes until again the end of the year.
It takes it a while.
It takes a while. Of course, the seniors and juniors,
they know.
They are like Ryan, DJ, anybody really experienced combo is the heartbeat. It is we don't call ourselves the heartbeat for a reason, for no reason. Yeah. We literally drive it. I said something that was if the singers want to talk trash, we're best friends with the drummer. And if you don't have a drummer, you're screwed. So he's like, yeah, I'll quit.
Yeah, we'll just not show up.
No, literally, I was like, we are all together. I was like, you're not going to get bass. A major contribution will have electronics, but you won't Penny won't be on that. Aiden won't be on drums. You won't have half of brass because I know Haley and Jaden will be like, yeah, I'll just quit with you guys. And then you'll have woodwind, but you won't have it will sound so bright. No, that. and you won't have a drink.
Hmm.
So you better thank us and take us in. But I think I think this I think we'll do good.
Oh, for sure.
I
This
think
is the year.
yeah, I think I want us to get more grand champions. If I don't think us last, like we have not gotten a grand champion until like 2018, and then recently, the last competition. I want grand champion every single time.
Well, I think everybody wants that.
I know. I mean, like we can
But
do
like,
it. We
if
can do it.
if
But
I
I mean,
think we can do it.
Baker is like
He's
pressure,
putting everything in.
pressure. He's like stressing. Hardest choreography, hard music. In my opinion, not the hardest music I've ever done.
Oh, it's not that difficult.
No, my sophomore year was the hardest music. I mean, I had to go up to high C's. It was insane. And it was me and Zach, and we're like, ah. And I think Iceland made music way harder with drumming. But finally this year, I think we definitely can get best combo every year.
Oh.
But every combo. We almost got every combo last year.
Yeah.
And then, like, I think some people booed when one other combo got best combo because they had an adult in there and we had no adults. And I think they enjoyed the show a lot better. But no, I think once I understand if we might not get best combo or we have major critiques in the first competition, but that's first comp. You're like, we're getting
That's
an idea.
when things set in.
Yeah, it's mostly I think first look will come in handy because you're like, all right, this is how you sound on stage. Get to how it is. Get how your singers back and forth. How's intonation? How's tempo? How's drastic drops in volume?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to get that picky. But if you start picky, get out of the way, accept it. Everything else is easy. You're not going along and you're like, I know. I'm like, well, you don't know. You're
Clearly,
either some
don't
people,
know.
either some know, and some don't, and you just need to communicate. And that's all. That's why I think. That's why I don't. So I don't think last year went as well because we didn't really get on that issue as tough. Like, no, you did it. You articulate. Because I think the harder articulation you get, the more it's gonna speak.
One of the big things that's helping us is Wilhelm.
Oh, Wilhelm that one year was like
Wilhelm just coming in for a couple rehearsals and helping out.
I think she should be at least at one first look. At least one.
Yeah.
I think Thursday.
During Tech Week.
Thursday when we have all of them. Not Friday, not the Friday when we have the show. But like Thursday where we do a full run. Like I took notes. Let's go over real quick. Done.
Mm-hmm.
Like that would be so much better.
Very helpful.
I'll go to Baker. Like, do you think Wilhelm can come in after or like any day when she's open during that week? Just come in and
give us some criticism.
We do like, all right, we've done choirs. At least do RE because that's hard with balance with those middle schoolers.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna have to angle in again, and then I'll bring it up to Baker if he doesn't remember. And PE because I think PE's has some pretty difficult music when it comes to it, and just like the tempos, and I think she will get the articulation that we need.
Yeah.
Because I would be really funny if she was combo director. Because it's like when Mr. Baker was like, if you look at old Fairfield videos in like 2012, she was the combo director. I'm like, what? You see,
I want that.
Little Miss
That'd be
Wilhelm?
great.
Yeah, you see Wilhelm in the back
because she knows.
Oh, she's just
the balance that we need.
She's not like, but she was so professional. She's not like Zimmerman that was like chill,
kind of
like
goofy.
She would be like,
Wilhelm would be like,
if you remember,
I'm goofy a little bit here, but we need to focus. We need to be on this right here.
Yeah, she'd hang out with like, I don't know who she'd hang out with. I think she'd be like with us, and we would just talk. But like, if you remember Crystal Classic last year, when we had Hurricane, their band director was like Wilhelm, like on level with the choir director, like almost made calls because of how stuff sounded.
Mm-hmm.
And she would critique the singers. That's what Ling did when we did Hallelujah. He critiqued some of the singers
because he was up there singing with them.
I know, but Wilhelm knows everything. Like
she's a music theory teacher.
I know, but
yeah, she knows.
Like she knows
music.
She knows orchestra, choir, and band, and I respect her so much because she could run an entire thing. Like she would. It amazes me. That's why I respect her. So she's been there longest. She was in there for 21 years, and she doesn't like when that teacher came in. She was like, yeah, I taught her, and when she was Miss
something,
it was like, and it was an A or something. And
I was
like,
a D.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
But and I was like, she does not look like she's like 40 going on 50 because Ling turns 50
this year,
September, and I think she's either older or just as old. And you look at
She does not look it.
She looks the same as she does when I see the 10, 15. I'm like, what? I mean, Lane doesn't look all that bad either. Just the color,
gray
just
hair.
the color. But like, if he shaved it, it looks the same. I'm like, wow. Like, it's crazy that you're like, yeah, like these people, and then but her student, looks older than one of them. I think that's crazy. You have people that are like not even that much older after graduation, and they look old.
Yeah.
And then Wilhelm and Ling look
The same.
amazing for their age. But no, she's like, that's all. I'm like, she's been there that long, and she knows everything. She could, like, if we had, like, I think when we went for what do they call it, for the Hallelujah course, she's like, make sure you bring out this, and like the Hallelujah, Hallelujah. She sung with them. She's like, all right, orchestra, just make sure it's that. Of course, band, her majority, so she knew, but that was nuts for her.
Yeah.
But on the subject of music, we had a really fun opportunity to expand. We finally expanded the Incrustables
Like officially.
company with Incrustables music, and during the marching band season, we had a band cake breakfast for it's a little donation. All the money for pancakes not only goes to pancakes, but it just goes towards Temple Club.
Mm-hmm.
And some guy that Aiden knew that was running the thing, Aiden went up to him and was like, oh, we have like a little band. And the guy was like, we want live entertainment. We want to bring that back. But during that time, it was ACT.
Yeah.
The ACTs were going on normally that time, but it wasn't this year. So he goes, we want to bring back live entertainment. So Aiden got the idea to bring the Incrustables music. It was me, Logan, Aiden, and Penny on keys. And so we made I'm trying to remember how many songs we had, like 10 songs, 10 to 12 songs.
Yeah.
I think it was like roughly that, of just music that was not too difficult, but stood out, and we could do on our instruments because we didn't have a bass player. So Penny had to play bass guitar on the keys, and she had the piano. I'm so impressed by her.
Double. She had like 3 keyboards over
there. She had the main one. She had hers, and yeah, because I had the synth one from the school for piano, and then the small one for effects. Yeah. She was, for a freshman, she blew the
Killing
house.
it.
She blew the house down. And did we use the jazz kit, or we used Aiden's kit. Aiden's kit was really cool. But I think it went exceptionally well for what we thought. We were stressing over it, and sometimes not, because we're like, who cares?
We're just gonna have some fun.
Yeah, we had after school rehearsals, like some days, and even one time after rehearsal, we did it once, and it was like the weekend before.
Yeah.
It was like a Wednesday, and it was that Saturday, because I worked, and we just stayed at school. Mr. Braun peeking his head, and we were playing Demons or something.
Yeah,
that was hysterical. But we played, and it was awesome. And it was just, we got an amazing amount of money for not knowing.
We did.
We had a merch sale with these shirts.
Yep.
That people wanted us to sign, which was fake to me. I still think
it was not real.
It was not real to me.
I wonder if they framed it.
No, but we signed an Uncrustable sandwich for people, threw it to Mr. Lang. But it was amazing, and we are in a works of another project.
Yep.
It's not official.
It's not official yet because we still have a lot of things.
I will tell you this. If it gets approved, it will be 10,000 times better than the first one. I'm thinking we should put the thing on YouTube. I don't know.
Copyright reasons, we probably wouldn't be able to.
I don't know. It's about like we played some killer songs, Imagine Dragons, some cool
Paul Simon.
Like You Can Call Me Al. We had some piano, violin stuff, some stuff that could have been better, like Personal Jesus.
Yeah. Mm-hmm, yep.
It was a tough song. Great.
It's so easy. Like the words are so simple,
but then very similar. It's kind of progressive because there's like 3 measures instead of 4, like the previous times, and you're like, I forgot to come in.
No, it was so difficult because it was too easy that you just start overthinking everything.
Yeah, and you're like, because it doesn't have a standardized like song what's it called, like bracket or formula.
Yeah.
It's kind of mixed up, which
It's not
I
like
think
the
that's why
intro, bridge, blah blah blah. No.
chorus verse. No, I like the song because it's different, but it's for live. It's like you have to make the song. Only the Depeche Mode can really do it really well live because they know it. But no, we wanted to do one at Christmas time and get like everyone together because it's Christmas time and we wanted to do it really big, but time took
Time
took all of
flew.
it because it was like a month and a half after our first one, after the Incrustables one, because
Yeah.
it was like September, no, it was October, like mid October, and we're like, yeah, we could really do it in like a month and a half. No, we could not. We thought of the idea with like a month to spare, and we're like, yeah, we'll tell people, and then we'll like rehearse all through the last days of school because we would be not doing much. No,
Way too busy.
December is the worst month and best month for musicians. It is constant music. I mean, I had jazz, like 2 jazz concerts,
Mm-hmm.
no, 3 jazz concerts, 3 separate like sheets of music, like stacks. The wind ensemble concert, the fifth grader concert, the stop it. My stomach
I can
is
feel that one moving.
moving. But no, that was probably that was crazy. It was a fun time.
Yeah.
And there's a bit that we now have where we do quotes for so during all the marching band, and we're doing some for show choir. We need to add some.
Yeah, we.
But no one's been doing a lot of crazy stupid stuff. But we have around 38. We have pre-comp quotes, like pre-camp, not comp quotes. We have prep camp quotes that are somewhere in there. You didn't share it. Did we? I think you did share it to me, but I have pass offs.
Just share some of the funnier ones.
I know. I'll get the back. Yeah. What is on your left? Some crazy notes. But no. We had there would just be people that would be so stupid.
Like they just say the most out there things,
and we
think it's the funniest thing ever, so we write it down.
So one of these quotes was, "Get your tail back in here,"
Mm-hmm.
and it is a quote from. It was the very first quote, and when we sold calendar days on the first day, it was like a Saturday, our first competition in marching band. We're selling calendars. A house before, a guy was like, "Yeah, I'll take a calendar. What do you guys take cash?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Oh, let me go to my bank." And he left. And then 15 minutes later, normally you're supposed to get maybe 5. If you're lucky, you get like a nice 10 to 20. This guy gave us $50.
Yep.
And we were freaking out. And as that guy gives us the money, we're up to this other guy's house, and his daughter or granddaughter is getting like out of the house, and we're like, and he starts talking about football, and we're leaving, and then just as we're walking away, we just hear, "Get your tail back in here," not like "Get your butt back in here."
No, tail back in here.
That was the funniest part
because it was just so out of nowhere to us because we were just walking away, and then he said it.
Get your tail back in here. Another part was the same day. All these were in the same day. It was like Mr. Lang telling us, don't be late to rehearsals, don't be late to meetings. And they were giving us food that day, and he was late to getting pizzas. So he's like,
it's just ironic.
He's like, "Oh shoot, I'm late to get the pizzas."
It's like, make sure you guys aren't late, and then we leave the meeting, and then he runs by us in the
hallways. Don't be late. 5 minutes later, I'm late to get the pizzas. Like, and then the funniest thing to happen at King's Comp was the cow.
Oh,
there was a lady.
It was a little girl.
No, it was a mutant. No, it was a mutant because she was in almost like an inflatable cow costume, and she looked like she stood at like 4'7", short girl, and then she would say, "I'm a cow," and then stand
like
up,
grow like
and
6 feet.
She went up to like our height, and we're 6'2", 6'3" tall dudes.
Yeah,
but there's no way a short girl could do that on her toes. But she didn't. When she was so short, she didn't look like she was crouching, because the legs of the cow looked like normal legs. So we thought she was a mutant, and her legs stretched like Play-Doh.
Mr. Fantastic
like
herself.
She was made out of Play-Doh. We have a bunch of Shaq quotes because we would eat lunch like defense, defense. Because we didn't just take quotes from like a competition day or a comp. It was just all
Quotes while
around,
we were in band.
all around the marching band season.
Yep.
Um, I love looking back at these. There's the Mr. Hardy one where it was you're supposed to look at the DM drum major and Elise is the main drum major and some kid was looking at an orange dot. So Hardy goes, "Is that Elise? Then why are you staring at it?" It was so.
I think it was Elise.
What?
Dot. The dot's name was Elise.
Yeah. The dot was the best part and the best competition and my favorite moment. We were on our second ever competition and we went to Tippecanoe. All the way up north. It was like a 2.5 hour drive. It was far. And the UC Bearcats were on their third game and they were undefeated they were 2-0. And they were playing really good ball. I mean, they were scoring 50 points and some other guys were playing like 2 touchdowns. They were doing good. And I'm a UC fan and our friend Gabe Miller, who's also in the band, was a huge UC fan. We were going to go to UC, me and him, and around the ending or like a little bit before the comp started, the game started. So he's like, "Shoot, I can't watch." And right when we finished, it was around the second quarter, almost halftime, and UC was losing, and they were facing Miami. And there's the thing where Miami and UC have this mini rivalry, and Miami has always lost to UC. It's like 12-0 versus UC, like UC versus Miami. They've always won, and Miami was winning in the second quarter, and Gabe was making noises that are not human, or I should say, not male, because he was yelling like a woman.
It was
because
super.
They were down by like
strange
3 or 4, and Gabe's like, "No, please!" Like I was dying. I was almost crying of laughter, and that's not even before the end. That's second quarter, and then they won, and they were ahead by halftime. And they're like, "All right, so we go to awards."
He's watching the game at awards.
He's watching. We got grand champion. We basically swept. We got one award that was tied, which had never happened before. Never tied an award. But best sound effect, best grand like general effect, choreography, everything was us. It was my favorite. It was the best competition and my favorite competition. It was also
good food too.
The best food.
Oh my god!
It was a buffalo chicken sandwich, mac and cheese, a cookie, chips, and a drink for $10. And it was
any sandwich that you wanted.
Yeah, it was just called like the bundle, and it was $10. And I was like, deal. And it was the best chicken. It was like real chicken, real hot sauce, the best mac and cheese ever. They had a condiment bar. You never have that.
It was
Cookie
real
was
nice.
solid, good chips. They had like Coke Zero, Coke like diet. It was like they never had that. And Gabe's like panicking a little bit as we're getting our award. Like we're like, yeah, and he's like, no. We get on the bus, and the fourth quarter starting, and it's like the last 5 minutes, and he has his phone propped up in the window, and everyone's making fun of Gabe because he's screaming. And just flash forward, UC lost, and
he curled up in a little ball.
He curled up in a ball, and almost like he was making fun but threatening to people that were like, Miami's the best. Like he was like, Lucas, if you don't shut up, I'm gonna stab your stomach out and pour your stomach acids on your spine. Like it was so
he was so aggressive with it.
So left field. And the best part that made us laugh was we would call him during the stream, so it would interrupt the stream. He's like, "Stop calling me!" I cried. I literally, tears were coming out of my eye because I was laughing so terribly bad. And that's why it is my favorite comp. There's just, I'm trying to find if there's anything really, really funny.
I don't really think there's anything else. But I feel like we should just move on to our
Okay, there's one more.
next
One,
topic.
one
after
more.
this.
One more. This is my favorite. This whole the morning of homecoming, we have this radio walkie-talkie app, and you get you get like like you can hit any channel, any broadcast, and it goes around the world. And we were just trying to play like FNAF music, like the piano during like a busy like thing. We mostly got like Middle Easterns or British people. We didn't get a single American. And toward the end, we were like, all right, let's get home and like get ready for the dance. Around like 11 or 12, we hit this. I run into this Middle Eastern who's from like Iraq or something,
Somewhere.
and he starts like, and no offense to this, we were tired because it was really early in the morning and late. We just got like we were up all night.
We were.
We were being so stupid.
I was just sitting there playing music.
Yeah, you were trying to
And
find.
then you were like, I got this.
Yeah, I got this. And so I do a fake Indian accent, and I mean, we were like, I was like, "Hello, my friend," and he starts insulting me, so I mini insult him again, and then this third guy tries to third party us, and he calls me like a name, and then the Indian guy then goes, "No, no, no, I'm making fun of him. You get out of here. You get out of here." I was like, "Yeah, this is between me and him." And then the other guy left, and he goes, "I'm so sorry the guy did it to you." He goes, "What's your name?" And I, on the spot, I had to make a fake name, where I'm from, what my religion was. I was like, "Yeah, my name's Saquon." I was thinking of football, by the way. I was thinking of the running back for the Giants, who's Saquon Barkley. I was like, "My name's Saquon. I'm from Iran." And he's like, "Oh, are you Muslim?" "No, I'm Jewish." And he's like, "Oh, very cool." And then I hung up. I was like, "Nice to meet you." And it was just the contrast of insulting each other and then backing me up.
And then the team up, and then it's just, it was really nice talking to you.
Good to you. Now, I know a lot is going on, but I just I'm part Jewish, by the way, so I can say this kind of jokes. But the fights within Israel and Palestine weren't going on until that walkie-talkie.
Until like after that conversation.
Happened, well, November 7th. Is either no? I think it's November. When was homecoming? October? Was it October or September? No, it's September. It's September. It was September because it's October 7th is the first attack that Hamas went into Israel. Like 2 weeks after that walkie-talkie, then the viral attacks happened. So I make a joke that was like, if I didn't say I was Jewish, would it have happened?
But you had to say you were Jewish.
I had to. Well, it's true. I'm part Jewish, but
you have to tell that guy.
He's like, I got contact. I hate this guy. But that was yeah. So the entire conversation is a quote of, "My name's Saquon. I'm from Iran, and I'm Jewish." And he goes, "Oh, very cool. Bye now." And it was really funny. But there's some other show choir ones they're funny. Like, we like to put Adam Sandler in there all of a sudden.
Yeah, for no reason.
There was one like Mr. Baker, like in music, where you have like boxes of like letters. Yeah. And he goes, "All right, we're starting at letter E. E is for," and I just stood there so quiet. I was like, "E is for Adam Sandler. What are you doing here?" "Waiting for them to play Gangnam Style." It was so out of the blue. It was so funny. But that's basically where we're at now. That's where we're at now. You've caught up. Now we are going into the new year. We're going into the new year. Ready for show choir. And wow, I just blanked out.
We've been working on other projects.
We got like a Perfect Marvel still going on.
Yeah.
We took a little break of DC because there's a lot of stuff.
We're not in charge of DC.
Oh yeah, so he's writing that, but I'm making music for that. But we're writing Hulk right now.
Yep.
It's going fantastic.
Spider-Man
will
hopefully come out.
Will be out
in February
with words, and
Towards the end of February. That's my goal.
Yeah, with
I
with
don't
every
keep hopes
word,
up.
I'll be making the full music. Excuse me. And
You're excused.
watch your breath. But anyway, it's a little late, but we had the segment last season
In the season before.
and the season before where we normally start out the episode with pops, but we found it appropriate because we're about to talk our pop. We were about to talk about our pops a little bit. We know some people are like, stop talking about the pops, but we
enjoyed them.
We take pride. This is
We
our
do.
decoration. We don't like. I remember everyone in the 80s and 90s was like, I'm an action figure collector. I never got into like collecting things until pops because I think they were a creative design, very childish, cartoony,
Mm-hmm.
but their colors and shape really hold a special place in my heart. So we're gonna choose our pops today and also talk about them a little bit more. And today's special because we received some stuff for Christmas.
We did.
Normally we pick like, oh, I'm gonna pick a Marvel pop because we're talking about Marvel. Oh, we put DC. We're talking about DC. How about Pokemon because we're gonna talk about the new Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Oh, not today. For Christmas, and we were gonna have this idea for this season, and we're gonna do it our own. But these pops are a little special. They're us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine ran out of clothes, so I'm wearing a graduation robe. But I'll take it.
But I got a bunch of music because I play like every instrument that we are involved in. But they are going to be now in the front of our desk right here for the rest of the season and forever we go on until we decide if we want to get different designs because we had a different idea of designing, but these are gifts. We did not design these, so we're taking them.
Which they turned out fantastic.
They're great, but we're thinking of like customizing.
It's the maybe for us.
It's the maybe we might customize it how we had it for our first season, like our thumbnail. But that's the best part with coming with pops. Oh, your glasses are coming off. Let me fix you real quick. There you go. Look at you.
Oh wow.
Look at you with your gaming controller and microphone. Aren't you something?
I am something.
You're like, There you go. Look at that. But if we're gonna talk about pops real quick, we added quite a few last time we were here. And yeah, let's just move these chairs real quick. You'll still be able to hear us if you're listening to it on the podcast version. But all right, can you give me a snack?
Yeah, I got you.
Our own M&M machine. Yeah, take that off. Perfect. It's really loud.
Sorry for the chewing.
I would not suggest you eat that when you're in the quiet place with John Krasinski.
Why not?
Yeah, but obviously before, in a recent episode, we went through every section. But we were organized it. This is a completely new format. All that. I'm gonna move the mic just a bit to my left, so you can see a bit more. You'll know what's here. But here, you want to demonstrate that side?
Oh, this side?
I mean, you're on that side, so you can probably talk about.
I mean, I guess. So we really haven't gotten anything new. On the side, we got Mr. DNA up here.
Yeah, we just added to Jurassic Park and Jurassic World a little bit.
And we got some new Sonic characters.
Yeah.
We got a new Pokemon, and that's two new Pokemon.
Yeah, we are. This part is done. We are finishing up the Sonic section soon. We just need 2 more pops for the one pop for the Pokemon section.
And then 1 Five Nights at Freddy's pop.
And then no, did we want to?
Yeah, we were gonna get
just Cinnamon.
Yeah,
but that's it. And then because he's one of the coolest pops and one of the coolest animatronics.
So then that side would be done.
Section. This side, we only need 2, maybe 3. Yeah, thank you. 2, maybe 3 new pops on this section for our miscellaneous. We want to get like a Bumblebee because he's really cool looking, and we want a Spyro because me and Logan grew up with Skylanders and Spyro, and we might get a little one so we match the amount. I don't know what tiny miscellaneous you would get, but
we could find something.
Our plain miscellaneous. This is like our powerful miscellaneous part. This is like humans or
other
plain looking. This is complete. If we wanted to, we really could get 2 more if they come across. They're like, oh, they made somebody, and we really want.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, or somebody gives us a gift, and we're like, oh, okay. Like, I got my mom for Christmas the White Walker. He looks like Iceman. Because when in Game of Thrones, when he dies and gets stabbed by like a knife made out of special material, he turns all to ice. So he looks really cool. He looks like Iceman. And then we have our Star Wars section right here. I'm gonna sit right here if you can still see. You can. This is perfect. I got the camera angle perfect. So our Star Wars section was complete, and then some stuff was moved, and so we realized we want more. So we're gonna like the first 3 pops in the front are gonna be like the old fashioned R2D2, 3CPO, and Darth Vader because we want like the most powerful people. We already have Luke, but we have Mando with the Darksaber, which is the one and only. But and then we figure out we might as well get Palpatine because he's the most powerful character besides Rey. But I truly think one we could talk about later is I think the most powerful character was Anakin.
Yeah.
I think if he didn't get contributed to the dark side, then he would have been because you know the theory that he's actually the Emperor's like grandson or son.
Yeah, I've heard that.
But anyway, and then we'll get to Marvel a little later. We have if you can't see down there, but below Pokemon we have the comics of the DC members, and we wanted to like if you can get a little like how Marvel is, we wanted to do an opposite, like one side's the good, one side's the bad. So underneath Star Wars, you have all their arch nemesis, So for like Martian Manhunter, he doesn't have a specific arch enemy, but we chose an awesome pop. We chose Darkseid because he is the most powerful DC character that is like more human because he's not like god level. He's not like a spiritual or realm, like not like Trigon, but he's pretty powerful. We got Black Manta for Aquaman Classic. There's no really good Reverse Flash because Reverse Flash is the arch nemesis. So we chose Godspeed. A pretty cool Sinestro is down there for Green Lantern. We got Jack Nicholson's Joker because I think he's pretty cool. We got Ares for Wonder Woman, and we will eventually get
Doomsday.
I don't know why I always want to say Apocalypse. They're very similar. Doomsday and Apocalypse are both days. And then the bottom generally stayed the same. We're just extending a Batman version. We have the Spectre, who's, as of right now, the most powerful DC character ever. He's on level. Well, the most powerful DC character is the whatever is his name, the Creator. Like you know how they have the one of above all in Marvel. It's like the Oblivion or his name. I can't remember.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but Marvel section is the one we are most proud of and the one we put most work in because
it's right in the middle.
Yeah, we had the most Marvel pops, and at the time we liked Marvel more. And Marvel generally comes out with better pops.
Yeah.
We think Marvel and DC are equal about now, with like some people are better at comics, some better at games, movies, yada yada. But right now we think they're tied in like evil, like in I don't know why I said evil, and like they're equal with just how they make us feel and how we look at them. But Ultimate Heroes and Ultimate Villains are
we have some placeholders.
They're placeholders. Spider-Man's not a villain, but we move stuff around because people look better because we had the Fantastic Four now as a team right here. You can see they're really small on the camera. We wanted to make actually teams. Like right here we have the Sinister Six. Along here we have Guardians of the Galaxy that's almost finished. We have the X-Men almost finished. Right here we have Thunderbolts. They're finished. But Fantastic Four, we only had 2 of the members, and Mr. Fantastic was up there, and his enemy was Doctor Doom. Mm-hmm. So we're like, we need somebody else that has Doctor Doom as an arch villain, and we chose, well, why not get Iron Man? Because in the video games, it's usually Iron Man. I know he's linked with Fantastic Four, and he is the Fantastic Four's main villain, but you can also say that about Galactus, because Galactus is linked to more Fantastic Four.
Silver Surfer.
Yeah, Silver Surfer, but
Super Skrull.
That's a whole other thing. I know Skrull gets the X-Men and Fantastic Four, but that's a whole another can of worms.
Yeah, that's pretty much
That's mostly it.
it.
We are planning to get like Moon Knight, Mr. Knight, um, and we have a Stan Lee. I'll show him right here. He was a gift from our buddy Aiden. He's the centerpiece because, of course, Stan Lee's the creator of everything. The Watcher used to be like right in the middle. He's now on the side because if spoiler alert, if you ever watched Loki, he's now the most powerful character, unless the one of a ball. But I think he's more powerful than Living Tribunal because he literally watches over timelines. But it's an argument. It can be another story, another episode. But he literally made and he watches over, and he can change the timelines. We learned about that. He said he could write, and he can write the story, so he can write everything. So he will go all the way up there, and we'll have some other cool people, and the Spider-Man will have their place, not as just plain placeholders, but one last thing we want to talk about in this episode, because I feel like we talked about quite a few. We don't want this to be really long, even though it's a season opener. But even though it's episode 1, and you'd think we talked about this towards the end of the season, but we just want to give out our plans for the future.
Yep.
Because it is senior year, and we have 4.5 months left of school. Thank God.
I know.
I like the school. I like the band. I like the people sometimes, but I just feel like we were ready. We knew what we want to do, and we're ready to just be adults and go out and not be encaved in a school with younger, immature people.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I think you'll definitely just miss band because that's when the people we connect with most.
Yeah,
and Whistling Wilhelm, Mr. Keller in English. I think that would be the most part where we miss the actual parts that were fun and what we kind of wanted to do with our careers.
Yeah.
Because he's going down music. I'll keep music in my heart and I'll keep making music, but I'm more in architecture and designing. I don't know how my life will be. I'm making music right now. If I get gigs and I actually make something, I don't know if I don't be the stereotypical rock star and like I dropped out of college and made an album and now I'm everywhere, but I don't know. But I think we talked about this a little bit. We have a house in Norwood, Ohio. If I'm giving away my address, no, I'm not giving away my address.
The address is 1
Hello Street.
1 Goodbye.
It's a little place down in the Cincinnati area. My grandpa used to live in it. Now he doesn't. Now he passed away about when I was in 7th grade. 5 years ago, and it's bought off. So we have people rent it and use it out. And it's like a double, if you want to call it a double-decker house, but it's just a house that has a one floor that one people share. The basement is accessible to both floors, and the second floor is like they have two separate kitchens, 2 separate bathrooms, four bedrooms, 2 each, a living room, and the main bedroom that I will be sleeping in. It used to be a living room, but the living room is perfect just for us too.
Yeah.
There'll be a bookshelf instead of this thing. This will go back to a normal TV entertainment system. We'll have a bookshelf we're gonna like go through and find a good bookshelf that is like, we still might have this kind of concept where it's like a bookshelf that could hold a TV, but like something might go in the middle. But we think this nice bookshelf, because we want to keep this like idea of teams, like pops that are in their teams stay with teams, because we want to expand, because we want to get pops for our perfect Marvel. Like there's Hydro Man, but he doesn't go with this, and we want to get like every version, because I think when we save up, I'm going to buy the Walmart exclusive, so we will get the good Sandman, we will get the good Venom, and we will get the good Lizard, because I want to get the.
We already have a good Venom.
I know, but that's from the comic Venom. I mean, might as well just get the one from movie.
Yeah.
And I want to get, there's like the old fashioned pops, like there's Vulture, there's the old fashioned Doc Ock, old fashioned Goblin. I want to get the old classics, put that in a spot. This will take up plenty of time, but it'll be very similar to this layout. It's going to go in front of a window, but you won't see it because of the bookshelf. That will have all our stuff in. We'll have the same desk. We'll have the same microphones, but it will look a little bit cooler because that room doesn't have spotlights. It has lamps and the natural windows. But I'm gonna buy LEDs, how like Aiden's room is, and just
and
then you can have it on the phone, and Same with your room. Like there's no light, but there's 2 windows, so you can probably do the same, and they're cheap.
Right. Yeah.
But no, it will work. We don't know how college will be, like how busy we'll be, but I've heard from most people that you do get sometimes days off, depending on your classes. You can have one class.
Yeah, a class that could
You can
cancel.
you can have a class that cancels because professors they just don't want to teach, or they just want to move it on because it might be too short. But there's days where you're like, all right, I only have one class, and it's at 9 o'clock, or I have one class at 4 o'clock, and that's the only class I have for the day. And then you have all day, and we can film. Depending on it, we either will have so much better projects because we have so much time to work on them,
Yeah, a lot more free time.
or we will have, or there might be a week where we have nothing out because it's college. But I have super high hopes for it. I'm praying that I get DUC. I don't see why I wouldn't,
Nah, you're gonna
because they accept their acceptance rates pretty well. I got into OSU and they have a harder acceptance rate, but we'll see. I know people down there. I'm gonna be working. My job that I'll be like co-oping with is like 15-20 minutes away from the house.
That's nice.
So it's right by UC as well, and everything's one highway. I think it'd be pretty fantastic. And he's going to Cincinnati State, which is also
It's like
20 minutes away.
It's
from
less than 20 minutes
from the house.
Yeah.
It's really close to UC because it's just off the highway.
Mm-hmm.
Everything will be like really close together. I think us living together will be so fun.
Oh, it's gonna be.
I think it will be
super fun.
without parents, and I think me and you just like
being stupid 24/7.
It makes me giddy because it literally is like you've always wanted the dream of when you were younger to like be living with your best friend. You're like, I want to like have fun. We can watch movies whenever. We can just literally be stupid
whenever we want.
And the best part about living where it is if you just want to go home, you want to come back here, I can go back to my house. 30-minute drive.
Not that far.
Best part. My mom's like, come home every weekend. I was like, yeah. I forgot a pair of clothes I want. Go back home. It is so reliable. That's why I don't want to take this for granted, because it has the accessibility of us being. Because if we wanted to go to UC or Cincinnati State, you could live here because they have like a 50-mile radius permission.
Yeah.
But like I know people that stay home and they don't get the independence, but I don't want to go out so far and live on dorms. It's stupid. We get a house, so much more room, saves us money. We get the independence at the same time. We're close to family. It is the best deal you can get, and it's in state. And I think it's the best deal you can get, and we can keep all our pops. It's like,
that's gonna be the worst thing to move.
No, I don't think so.
I don't have boxes for all of them.
That's fine. No, just put them in. Like we will take it. Like I have most of my boxes. I probably have like 4 or 5 that don't have their boxes because I threw them away because it was like my first pops. But get as many as we have, and the ones that we don't have, put them in a box with bubble wrap.
Yeah.
Like you have the Galactus. I have my Airshim and Iron Man. We have all those pops. We have all. I have golden stories. We have all their boxes. We have all their.
Yeah,
boxes.
we got this.
There's some that we got for gifts, and they just didn't come with a box. Like I didn't have Miles. Miles I got from my friend, and he had no box. I got some other people's that were like no box, but they'll be safe. This will be a little annoying, but we'll have a move-in. We'll have a U-Haul. But no, but when my dad's slowly like he's gonna it was like built in the 70s. Like it has the 70s orange floor. It looks ugly, but
he's working on it.
There's wall. Yeah. I sent you some pictures. Like I'm gonna have to get to the lower floor because the first floor is where other people live, and we'll definitely like they're nerds. Their music they perform. They're really sweet people. My dad knows them. He works with one of them. And that's like nice light gray walls, a nice comfy, almost like some similar to this carpet, but it's like the ones where it's like strands and it's like thicker strands, super comfy, like good gray like wood, like everything will be fine. And we might add it's gonna be the same carpet, wood floor. The bathroom's done. I should have taken a picture of the bathroom. The bathroom's like basically almost done. There's just some stuff that you like, but
so
it will be
hopefully not like end of season 4, beginning of season 5, we're in a new studio.
Yeah, because I definitely think if we wrap this up within the time we have, and then we'll definitely push stuff out towards like April, April or May, and during the season and during the summer, and then all of summer we gather like
So
juicy
there
information.
will be another break.
Not as much as this.
Not as big as the
8
last
months.
one.
It will be 2 to 3 months, but that
Yeah.
will be filled with gaming, music, anything.
Yeah.
We gotta start other YouTube channels where we like do food taste tests.
Just for fun.
Yeah, just like, can we guess this? Actually, make it like make a YouTube video,
Yeah,
and
just
then,
have fun.
edit it. Make a 15-minute video, and not podcast. Even though I think this is the easiest version, but
Because you sit down, talk, boom,
talk.
done.
I mean, if you want to watch us, just face to face, because we're not communicating to the thing. Because I know if you really look at it, real podcasters, they just sit in their chair. They have a camera. They don't look at it. They have their headphones on. They have a separate mic, and that's it. But it'll be a good studio once it's finished.
Yeah. Now, before we wrap this whole episode up, talk about the rest of this season. We're going to try to get episodes out every week, if not every other. Just depends on how busy we end up getting.
Yeah, we don't want to make promises. Like last season, we had like junior year, there was nothing. We were like not as busy as we were, so we were like, excuse me, again. There was like Wednesdays. We always had it at Wednesdays. We didn't have anything after school Wednesdays. Even if it was during even because we didn't do it during marching band. We had it during show choir season when it was every Wednesday was off.
Yep.
I have stuff now on Wednesdays. He's got people to hang out. We're working on schoolwork. It's pretty busy. I don't know, the whole rule, like junior year's your hardest year.
Senior year is pretty tough.
It is the toughest year. It is not okay. It's not like I'm sweating my balls off. It's just you have work.
Yeah.
And you're stressed about college. But junior year was probably the easiest year of my life.
So easy.
I mean, sophomore year was harder because you had to get used to being in a high school.
Yeah.
I was first in the wind ensemble. I had marching band. You're new. That's the hardest year. Junior year was like, oh, I've already done it. I might have harder classes. Yeah, I'm like, because I don't know why they're like, junior year you're getting all your pre-rep and like everything you need to graduate. I'm like, everything I need to graduate was easy. I'm doing extra crap this year, so I look good. And but that's harder. I don't know why they're like, even Mr. Mr. Jacobs is like, yeah, it's a load of baloney. He goes, your grandparent could die, or anybody could die, outside of junior year. That's your hardest year, and it was. This year, it's been crazy.
Yeah.
Stuff we would like to take back, and some stuff we're like, oh my god, we survived.
We're almost done though.
I know, and I think after second semester is just we get it all done. We don't have any
especially since like for the first quarter of the second semester.
No, but the best part is our grades are cut off. As seniors, your first semester is the only one that's like really really good, like recorded, because that's all that's sent out, and because your second semester you're still going through school, and that's when colleges have already accepted people. They can't really look at your second thing. So when your grades are in, so your GPA and everything's decided when you graduate is right now.
Yeah.
So like Monday is the last day that grades will be put in, and the last thing you can put effort in. And then the second year, you still should put effort in, but don't be like, I'm so stressed. Like, no, it's the end of the year. I'm focusing on getting ready for college.
This isn't going to affect me.
Like, it will slightly affect me, but colleges know that you're getting ready for college. You're burned out. You're tired. And I've put in that I'm in show choir. I'm in a bunch of other stuff. So they understand. Colleges see, oh, that's when you're busy.
Yeah.
Schools understand that. So nothing to be worried about. But that's all we have for you guys today.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. We're back. I didn't think this would happen. This was a spontaneous.
It took way too long.
I know, but we just were like, just the fact that we could not. It's the thing. Like, stop it. We could not think of taking 2 hours out of our day, even though we had plenty of that. But I think just my problem, and I think it's also your problem, is that we make ideas seem so massive, and they'll take so much time.
Yeah.
Like I always say, like I didn't have any time over break. I had plenty, but my brain was so either racing or so tired that I just wanted to take the time to relax as the most important time, and it was important. So we feel like we're gonna make this the best season this year.
We're gonna try to.
Yeah, we'll make this really worth it.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment,
Subscribe.
stereotypical, whatever you say at the end of it. Thanks for making us a part of your daily routine.
If you want to watch the video,
It'll be on YouTube
be on
today,
YouTube
roughly soon.
probably towards
End of the day.
end of the night,
or
day,
tomorrow. Because it
early
takes a while.
morning tomorrow.
But
Yeah.
Stay tuned for everything we got.
Skibbity bop.